Thanks for all coming out, but John Murphy.
Thank you guys all for coming. Mary, could you see somebody brings me up a Guinness? Can I get a Guinness? Yeah.
Now!
Really appreciate everybody coming. We're all here for the same reason, to celebrate our friendship and relationship with John, who is absolutely incredible. Would everybody shut up out there that's talking? Jesus H. Christ.
Shut up!
Go ahead. I'm going to say a few words, and then the pipers are going to play, and then we're going to have some music, and then anybody that wants to come up and say something about John and some of their relationships with him is more than welcome to. You know, John was a dear, dear friend of mine. I met him close to 30 years ago when he was working next door at Jameson's Irish Pub. John worked at Jameson's. He was the previous owner of this place. He was one of the guys that I bought this place from. He was in a partnership with two other guys. He was a partner over at O'Toole's, and he had his own place. And he mentored Jay down at Ferguson's before Jay went and opened up J.J. Dolan's. So he probably learned J.J. probably learned most of his good traits from John and most of his bad ones from mine. From me.
Amen.
But John, as we all know, was absolutely wonderful. He was the greatest guy, a true Irishman. He was a typical Irish bartender that you knew where you stood with him. When you came in, if he liked you, you were always on his, hi, how are you, da-da-da-da-da-da. If he didn't like you, you're an asshole, and hurry up, get your drink, and get out of here. But that was the great that you always, John, he didn't hide anything. It was always out there. I mean, and John, he worked at O'Toole's, and he was partners in one of the owners over at O'Toole's. Left there, came over here to work for me. He was the hardest working guy. He would work great. He was a great host. He was just, always a twinkle in his eye. He was wonderful. He'd work the floor, everything great. But as we all know, John wasn't all work and no play. One of my best stories about John is he called me up one day and says, Murph, I don't think I can make it in today. I said, John, what's the problem? He says, I got a problem with my eyes. I said, what's wrong with your eyes, John? He says, I can't see coming to work. He said, I think I got an eye infection from Thatch, his dog. He couldn't say Thatch, he had to say Tatch. But he was small in stature, but he had the biggest heart in the world. And he was just always a gentleman,
Yes.
And what I admired about him is, he was the first one, you'd go out drinking or something and having a good party. John was the first one to go to his hip. He'd grab the money, he's the first one to pay. But if there was something going on business-wise, somebody'd be out, like when he had Fergie's, he was over across the street at Fergie's, somebody'd be out there taking a picture in front of Fergie's, he'd come out and wanted to pay him. You can't do that. This is my building. I'm paying rent. You got to pay. Okay. But he was absolutely the best. Do they have the Jamesons going? Okay. They're passing around some Jamesons now. We're going to have a toast for John when I'm finished, and then we'll get going on everything. But there's something I'd like to say, and this comes at the end of each day. In the bar, the bartenders write a journal. What happened that day? Who did this? Who puked? Who did that? But when John passed away, it was one of my bartenders wrote. It was absolutely wonderful. It's slow Thursday. It says, "Godspeed to the other side, Fergie. Thanks for teaching us what Irish eyes are smiling truly meant." And that's what he did. And I'd just like to read this phrase. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's 'tis like the morning spring. In a lit of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish eyes are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when our Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away. And that's what he did. John Ferguson, I love you. We all love you. That's why we're all here. They got the Jameson shots going around. Are they still going around?
Let's set the record.
Yeah. Jesus. Well, they'll all be out pretty quick. But thank you guys all for coming. I can't thank you enough. Take care.
Thank you. Welcome, Donald. Hey, you have a sick, Murph.
The record's coming up. Look at everything. Look at everything.
Marilyn?
You see everybody?
Marilyn? Marilyn? Oh, never mind. I was going to say, can you grab one for me?
Somebody passed out.
No, he did.
He wants to be held by a man.
Who is this,
You
Mikey?
okay? Hey, how do you like
I ask you.
So I want to send a shout out to John Ferguson. Before dueling rigs and before I was getting gigs with Bill Comerford and those guys, John Ferguson was one of those people that every time he saw me on the street, he gave me the thumbs up. He gave me encouragement when I needed it, and he was always a good friend. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, must go and I must buy. But come ye back when summer's on the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But if you come when all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, as dead I well may be, oh, will you find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I will hear those soft you tread above me, and all my days will warmer, sweeter be, if you will kneel and tell me that you love me. Then I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Hey, John.